Hello and welcome to our first ever podcast, now called
A Fistful of Nonsense!
If you didn't catch that, it was A Fistful of Nonsense. This is Colin and Clare giving our first podcast. We've now got a new title, which we asked lots of people to, I was going to say phone in them, but they didn't phone in. They emailed us and contacted us, and we had some good names coming through, like Rolling with the Rollings.
Yeah, that actually came up twice.
Yeah, two people
thank
came
you
up
to
with
the
that,
people
actually.
that suggested
Yeah,
that.
but I thought it was crap, so I just went for one I thought was actually just brilliant. I mean, I'm that good. I just came up with it on spec and thought, do you know what? What we're going to talk is a fistful of nonsense, which includes, I'm very filmic because obviously of my career, and Claire is just full of nonsense. So that's what we thought we'd combine the two, and we'd be talking about all sorts of topics.
So thank you to everybody that did submit some ideas for our podcast name, but at the end of the day, Colin thought he knew better.
Of course, and Colin always thinks he knows better than everybody. So, okay, so what are we about? We are two nut jobs who
happen to be married.
Happen to be. What do you mean happen to be married?
Well, just in case people think that we are randomers, or
we are randomers
mates.
Mostly, but
we're not just mates.
No, okay. So, I wouldn't be a bad idea to tell people how we got here. I don't mean sitting here because I came from the couch, but how did we, what's our journey, so to speak?
That's very deep.
It's that's not really when you look at the journey. It takes about 2 stops.
Sorry, I need a sip.
So you're Claire sipping wine, which
got Prosecco today, actually, that somebody got me. My brother got me Prosecco for my birthday. So.
Oh, did he?
It is about 4 days open old now, but it still tastes okay because I put a spoon in it because I believe you're supposed to put a spoon in it if you don't have a cork. And it keeps
if you don't bubbly. Have a fork?
A cork.
Oh, a cork.
Doesn't it keep it bubbly, allegedly? It still tastes good.
I don't know, but I'm going to sip some tea then if you're doing that.
Oh, there is an important question we should ask in relation to tea.
Oh, don't get there with the tea leaves.
Yeah, seriously, how many people now listening to this shake their tea bag and inspect it before they put it into the cup and add the water?
Well, you'd think it would
Tell
be,
me.
I don't know, a little bit of common sense to just check the bag's not ripped.
No, you should assume that what you're buying is a tea bag that does its job.
You know what assume does, doesn't it?
I shouldn't be having to check my tea bags, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, if you bought a quality tea bag, instead of your...
like PG Tips, Yorkshire tea, they're quality.
Yeah, there wasn't Yorkshire tea.
It didn't get the one cup.
Yeah, whatever. This conversation, I mean, we've already gone on a huge stand-up.
Yeah.
This is simply because Claire, in the last 2 days, has made me a cup of tea, which I'm very grateful for. I sound really ungrateful by saying it. And at the bottom of the cup was absolutely, I could have done everyone in the street's future for the amount of tea leaves that were in the bottom of it.
Wow. Do you know what, though? You should be lucky because I've not reused the tea bags because we've been there before.
Why do you reuse a broken tea bag?
Well, I just mean tea bags in general. When we've run out of tea bags, I've recycled them and used them again.
What?
Yeah.
When do you do that?
Yeah. Shortly after the time I served you soup in the bowl that the fish had resided in. And by fish, I mean the goldfish. When the goldfish got cleaned out, he went in a little bowl for a swim. Whilst I cleaned his bowl out, used the same bowl.
Oh, of course you did.
Cook soup in the microwave. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, let's get back to where we were.
We're
back to
Jesus
business.
Christ, we haven't gone anywhere. Okay, so a very brief history of Colin. Born in 1964, born in Liverpool. Went to Shawfield High School in the Dingle, Liverpool 8.
That sounds like something off Emmerdale.
Off what?
Emmerdale. The Dingle. Or maybe they're a family.
No, isn't that the name of the
family?
Family, yeah. The Dingle.
Sorry.
No, the area, it was called the Dingle. I lived on Egbeth Road for a good number of years.
I mean, you really shouldn't be giving out too much detailed information.
Why? What are they going to do? Okay. Welcome back. had a bit of a technical glitch there where we had to stop the recording, or rather, it was stopped on us.
Yeah.
So we've had to start again. So I think where we were discussing why you thought I was giving too much information away.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, in this day and age, criminals are very sophisticated, and
We're not.
they're always after your information, aren't they? To like do
Well,
stuff with,
well, I'm
like
not going to give
set
them
up
my bank details.
a fake Facebook account and pretend that they're you, and like create a business based on the information that you've given them. Who knows? Anyway,
Right,
that was
okay.
my point.
I was just going to give them a thumbprint
Yeah.
and my bank
Okay.
details
Okay, moving on.
and one of my eyes so
I'm
they can
just
scan
trying
something.
to protect you. That's all.
Don't. Right, okay. I don't need protection on that side. However, I was just saying that born in '64, lived in Dingle, went to Shawfield School, have two brothers and a sister. I have four children. That will probably shock people that know me. But yes, I have four children. My oldest is 33, and the youngest is, how old's Zach now?
13,
14
14
in 14 next month. Wow, Jesus. Anyway, so yes, I started in the army at 15. Had some very interesting episodes in the army. Went to some incredible places, some not so. I have two medals, which I'm enormously proud of. And I was in the Coldstream Guards, for those that wish to know. I did Buckingham Palace, Trip in the Colour, all of that sort of thing, Northern Ireland twice, and the Falklands. And then I left after a good while in the army, and I went into all sorts of nonsense business, like cocktail barman in London. I did that for a day, and then was fired. Um, and that was at the Cumberland Hotel in London. How weird. But then I also went to Wales, where my sister was, and I worked at the Tullardy Park Hotel, which is in St. Asaph, and worked there for quite a while. And I think I'm still on their bar brochure, if it's still open, that is. They had some leaflets where they took a picture of me making some cocktails on the front
We've
of it.
still got that, haven't we?
I think we still got it, yeah. But anyway, so I don't know how I fell into the film business by being invited to go for an interview at the Odeon Cinema at Switch Island in Liverpool by a Ken Creelman, who was the general manager, and that was it. That was the start of my film career. Back, Christ, that was 25 years ago. So we worked at Odeon for 6 years. Then went on to 20th Century Fox in London. I was chosen to go to there for an interview and started up a regional team. And then when the MD from 20th Century Fox started up the Universal team in London, I went over with him. So I joined Universal and have been there, or had been there, for 16 years. Yeah, 16 years. Which I left last April. So it's a year in April that I left, sadly. Worst period of my life, having to leave Universal. It was not only sad leaving friends and colleagues, but leaving the business as a whole was quite heart-rending, really. Had lots of injuries and not injuries, but illnesses since. Still have lots of troubles with it, but we go on. Why? That's funny. Why do you find that funny? What?
That should be our motto. We go on.
We
go on. You know,
we
that's
march
what
on,
it
don't
is.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
Anyway,
get
come on,
through
give us yours.
Well, my name's Claire.
You said well like this is going to be so interesting.
I was born and raised in Blackpool. I was born in 1981. So for those listening, they'll realise that is a bit of an age gap between myself and Colin.
You needed to mention that?
But it's never been an issue.
Until you just made it one.
I'll lived on a major road.
Sorry, that pig noise was me. I'd just taken a mouthful of tea.
I went to
And then
school.
until Claire said she lived on a major road. I just envisaged her on the middle of a road stopping traffic when she got up in the morning.
Well,
Right.
it was a dual carriageway. It was
You
right
lived on-
opposite the school. I didn't live
lived on a
on the
dual
dual
carriageway?
No, I lived. Yeah, I lived on a dual carriageway, but not on the dual carriageway. Right opposite the school I went to. I was a complete swot at school. And yeah, I liked Barbies growing up.
That was a bit of a.
Oh, and the screen on the computer's just gone off.
That was a bit of a tangent from.
Well,
I
I'm
lived
just
on a
thinking
dual
what-
carriageway. I lived on a dual
What do
carriageway.
people
I was
need
a
to
SWAT
know?
at school, and I like Barbies
yeah,
now.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I said I liked Barbies growing up. I didn't say I like Barbies
You
now.
like Barbies growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a hobby then, was it?
No, hobbies were things like horses, horse riding, owning hamsters. I had
You
quite a
did do a
long list of
dissertation
hamsters.
on equine science, right?
Yeah, so my dissertation was on zebras, bizarrely, because my degree was in horses.
Right.
So yeah, I did a degree in horses. Very random.
No, it's done you really well, hasn't it?
Yeah, and then I did a master's in international business,
Yeah.
which I cut short because I met Colin and
What?
moved to Scotland.
I didn't make you cut it short.
No, it was just too much to do. It was
You were
too
just
much to
so
do
in
that.
love with me, you thought, no, there's a better life for me. Actually, should we tell the story of how we met?
Yeah,
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Well,
Yeah.
for us.
that would be fun.
We met at the Norbrec Castle in Blackpool, and it was at the Buffy,
Nearly
no?
angel.
Angel Convention, yeah, which is related to Buffy, obviously, but you were dressed as Buffy, the cheerleader.
And
right?
bizarrely, the convention was called End of Days.
And why bizarre?
Because in a juxtaposition, if that's the right term, it was actually the beginning of my days with Colin. And the funny thing is, even funnier than the funny thing that is, Colin fixed competitions so that I could win them.
Yes,
And
I
then
did. I fixed the
asked me out
competition
on a
so
date.
you were the winner. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
fancied you.
Yeah.
In fairness, it had mostly to do with your looks. You had bleached hair at that time.
Yeah, I used
You
to
had
be
bleached blonde hair, and you
Yeah.
were desperately trying to look like Buffy.
Yeah, totally.
And you were obsessed with Buffy.
Yeah, I love Buffy.
And obviously Angel, which was related. So we were doing
Which sounds a bit off-putting when you say it like that. Like that's not really
yeah, well, you just nuts.
a trait to attract someone, is it?
No, but yeah, but I fancied you, so it didn't really matter that you were nuts.
Right.
It was simply because I wanted, there was a guy who put us together. What was his name? Dave Hughes.
If you're listening, Dave.
Dave Hughes put us together because I told Dave, who's that girl there? You worked with him at the Odeon in Blackpool.
Yeah, I don't know if I was still working at the Odeon then or not. I don't think I was. I think I was working at Early Learning
Oh, you
Centre
used
then.
to?
But yes, I used to work with him at the Odeon, yeah.
You used to work with him at the Odeon, and
Yeah.
I asked him, who is she? Who is she?
Yeah.
And that's not how I asked him, but I asked who you were, so I could, and he said you were a mad Buffy fan, and obviously you were at an Angel convention, so I put two and two together, and I thought, oh, okay, she's entered a competition. She doesn't know she's entered it, but she's entered, and she's going to win an Angel box set.
Signed box set, not just
Was
a
it
box
signed?
set. It was a
Who signed it?
signed Blu-ray box.
Did I sign it?
Was it? Did we have Blu-ray then, or was it
No,
DVD?
it was a DVD box
DVD.
set.
It was signed by all the cast of Angel.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I thought I'd won that in an actual. I thought I genuinely won that in a competition at the event. So
There
that
was
was
no
fixed as well.
Oh, like you're making it up now.
No, I knew that I'd got the watch from you
The-
because you fixed that
There
competition.
was also
I didn't know
an
you fixed
X-Men.
that.
Was it X? It was the first
Oh
X-Men.
my God. I
or X-Men
genuinely
2?
didn't know that. I did not know that.
You did know
No,
that. You're
I'm
saying
being
now
serious.
you generally thought there was a competition.
Yes, for the box set.
No, you're
yeah.
making that up.
And
She's
I
making
won the
that
watch.
up,
I'm
people.
not making it up.
She's making that
You're
up.
talking about the
But
shit.
the truth of the matter is, Claire and I got together because she knew I was working at 20th Century Fox, and 20th Century Fox was the distributor of Angel.
But that's not the reason why I got with you.
Oh, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's
You
not.
thought I was somebody important.
Do you remember
at
where
20th
we
Century
went on the
Fox.
first date?
No.
The dodgiest nightclub in Blackpool called Lionel Vinyls
Like,
with the bouncing floor. It had a
oh
sprung
shit!
floor.
Yeah.
But we also went to the cinema.
Yeah, I
We
remember
went to
that.
Frankie and Benny's for something to eat for Caesar salad.
Yeah. What was the film we went to watch at the cinema?
I don't even remember what the film was. Did we watch the film?
What are you saying? You slut.
I can't remember what the film was. I remember Frankie and Benny's, and I remember going in Lionel Vinyls, which was the
You don't remember the film we
nightclub.
watched?
No. What was it? Do you remember it?
I think it was like Wrong Turn or something, was it? I don't know.
No, I think that was out later on because
Was
I
it?
got a signed poster by her. Because that was another time when
Oh,
Colin
don't.
went crazy at Comic Con for me and ran
I ran to the front of the queue.
Yeah, to get me a spot to meet Eliza Dushku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things I've done for you in the past.
No, we've had great fun, haven't we?
Well, you have.
Comic Cons have been brilliant. Well, thanks.
No, we have. The Comic Cons have been a huge part of our lives.
Yeah.
Not so much now because I can't travel to them, sadly, but up till a year ago or so, they were a huge part of our lives, and hopefully will be in the future. But
PodCon, that'll be the next one.
PodCon.
Yeah, PodCon. I don't know if that's a thing. We can start it. PodCon.
Oh, I think Brian Cooney does something like a social thing. I'm not sure of it. Yeah. There are podcasters
Right.
who go to the show, as well as YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember what it was called. Social in the City.
Oh, Summer in the City.
Summer in the City. Is that what that is? Yeah. Right. Okay. But anyway, we're barbling now onto actually nothing whatsoever. So
we were discussing me, yeah? Before we went off on a tangent.
Of course it's about you.
And me. I've worked in retail. I've worked in the animal industry, in nutritional supplements, and in labs, in testing. And then I ran my own business.
Labs and testing.
I started my own business.
What were you testing in labs?
Nutritional supplements to see if...
Nutritional.
Yeah, to see if what it said on the label was what was actually in the product. So things like glucosamine for joints, chondroitin for joints.
Did you find anyone out?
Yeah. And it went crazy. It got Daily Mail and everything.
No.
Yeah, seriously. And then it was a big lawsuit from Boots. But anyway, that's for a different podcast. And then ran my own business, which is what I was doing up until last April.
Yeah, you would. Well, two businesses you had. Yeah. You had the Best Little Film House, which was a poster business. Well, it was film ephemera.
Yes,
is that what
is correct.
Film ephemera, which had posters that I'd been collecting. I suppose we should do it correctly and say from your 30th birthday.
Yeah,
I gave you all of my posters bar my own personal collection. All the posters I'd collected and all the film ephemera I'd collected over 30 odd years, of which there were thousands and thousands, both of posters, actual items from films, signed posters, lots and lots of different stuff, including production stills and front of house sets and everything that was deemed to be film related was given to you, and you made a fantastic business out of it called the Best Little Film House.
Yeah.
Which was sold maybe 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. I think.
That was sold at a profit, and then you used that to go on and use the rest of what you had. Because obviously we kept buying at that time. We bought an awful lot of posters from auctions in America. In fact, literally every week we used to get umpteen posters. We had them all linen backed, which was done in Canada. Yeah, I suppose we could probably do a really good podcast on the businesses that you've had, the two of them, and especially what we've got now. because we've still got an awful lot of my collection, which is going to be sold at some point when I get
Yeah.
round to it. And they are really, really big name, expensive posters, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
so you've done fantastically well. And then sadly, you had to give it up to look after me. And again, why is that funny?
It's the way you say it.
But you did, and that's the truth of it. You're
Yeah,
now
yeah.
my full-time carer.
Well, circumstances
I'm not a
changed
trip on a trip.
massively, didn't they?
I'm
You're a crip not going on a trip. From the sofa.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where we're at now, and we've decided that we were going to start the podcast because, to be honest, as rubbish as things get sometimes and as hard as things are, we still have our humour, and that's one thing that we've... And don't go there with the no, you don't have humour. I'm waiting for the negative to come out.
Why would I be
I'm
negative?
just waiting for you to take the piss out of my
You
humour.
constantly tell me day after day how funny you are.
Because I am.
But it's not the fact that you tell me that you're funny, which I think you are. I think you're funniest when you don't mean to be.
Yeah.
That kind of dumb sense of humour that you have. Whereas I'm obviously more of an intellectual.
Yeah, which means you have to think about it before you're funny.
No, but you always say I'm not funny.
You're not funny as frequently as me. So it's a definite skill set being funny. So if I'm not good at anything else...
So it's a skill set being accidentally funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm funny because I'm stupid. I like childish things. I love stupid jokes. I don't like physical silly humour. I don't like people tripping over bananas. I don't find that kind of humour
that
funny.
makes you cringe.
It does. It's very cringe.
So things like holidays to holiday parks like Butlins and Haven would be Colin's cringe-worthy idea of holiday hell, to be honest.
Entertainers.
You don't like?
Well, do you know what? If I wasn't me, listening to me, I might find this cringe. I just don't find... I very rarely find people really funny. I find you funny because you don't mean to be funny, but you're hilarious. That's what I like about you the most, is that you have such a fantastic sense of humour when I'm down the most. You know, when I'm going through the crap that I have to go through at hospital and stuff, when I'm really down.
Sorry. Prosecco burp.
Well, you couldn't get a better example, I suppose. They're normally followed by farts.
And don't worry. We'll do the retrieve it to the bum. Oh my day.
So what? Oh, you don't call them.
Can't cope.
Claire's got so many.
It's an episode in itself.
So many words for farts that it's. In fact, you go on a site where there's a name for fart of the day, right? Or fart name
word of the day.
Poop word of the day. Yeah.
With Mr. Toilety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I can't think of any at the moment, like baking a bum brownie and that's because that's poo rather than fart, isn't it? But one thing you did teach me is you called farts air biscuits.
Air biscuits.
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard of fart called an air biscuit?
Well, I have now because I've been married to you.
Actually, do you know, I don't know if that's a Liverpool thing or not, because my brother Alan, who is one of the funniest people I know,
he could write his own joke book, couldn't he, Alan?
He could, but it would be terrible. Because again, he's normally funny when he's doing it off the cuff. Do you know what I mean? When he sees it there and then, he's very quick humoured.
Yeah.
But if he to write a book that you know, the jokes that have been done a million times, or even his own jokes, it would be the unfunniest thing in the world. Because he is like you. He's funny when he's not meaning to be. Yeah. See, I try that, but I just come up with random cringe.
I think when you've got a good sense of humour, it's like you're just a special person. It just comes to you.
Yeah.
It really does.
Special, isn't it?
Oh my days.
Special as in
We've totally gone off tangent again, haven't we? Special needs. No,
Yeah, well, I
that's
don't
not
know.
PC. You can't say
I
that.
mean, you've
Sorry.
taken my book and my
Scrub
notes,
that.
so I
didn't
don't really
mean to.
know.
Oh, because you said add something on. So I wrote on your little list book something else we need to do.
Yeah, but I mean,
So now you've lost your
ideally, what
train of
we were going
thought.
to do. I mean, we've completely lost train of thought.
Yeah.
But the truth is, most of the podcasts we're going to do will end up like this. They're just totally random. They'll go on massive tangents, talk about things we've done in the past, things that we find funny or don't find funny. I don't think we want to do too many episodes of serious stuff. We certainly won't go near politics or religion. I don't think.
Unless people want
And
people
yeah,
to.
unless people really want to go there.
Yeah.
I suppose, just for information only, that Claire's from a religious family and religious herself, and I'm an avid atheist.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? Because that's a fairly recent thing in a way. As in, would you say since you've sort of turned 50-ish is when you started to question what you
Well, I
believed
mean,
in?
there are reasons I'm now, and I'm not just atheist. I'm anti-religion, but I don't want that to come across as, because there are a lot of people out there who think you can only get morals from religion, and I think that's where it goes wrong. But anyway, look, we're already talking about it. We shouldn't talk about. I mean, I suppose if people really want to know about that stuff, then yes, we can go down why we are where we are and why we think the way we do. Why I turned my back on it and the reason for that. There are reasons for it, I suppose, but I don't know if they're interesting to other people. But anyway, so our podcast will be. Oh no!
Well, this is what
the,
you need. This is
the,
your minute warning.
the battery on
Doesn't last
the
long, does it?
laptop is.
That
What?
had been plugged in and fully charged, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
I think there's something going on with it. Anyway, we'll get that sorted for the next episode.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
moving on. I got a friend in Jesus.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So random, we will be. Nonsense, which is what we'll mostly speak, and a fistful of it.
That sounded a little bit Yoda. That random, we will be.
Right. Okay. So what we'll do on the next podcast, we're going to actually call it the apocalypse. What would you do?
Yeah, and we must clarify, specify, indignify the fact.
Indignify.
Symbolify.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I was just thinking of words to basically say hone in on the fact it's not just any apocalypse. It will be a zombie apocalypse.
It's a strictly zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Where there will be a virus of sorts.
Yeah.
Maybe that started it, and wiped out the vast majority. A bit like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Where the zombies kill people and eat people and are fast. Not the slow ones like in Shaun of the Dead. Fast zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Questions, I don't know, questions such as, what would be the first thing you do during a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
When it started, the day after it starts, and you wake up to a zombie apocalypse, everybody's turned that you, in your area, so to speak. Not everyone, but
just everyone around you.
Say
family.
Say 1 in 10 aren't zombies.
Right. Okay.
So we're talking 90% of the population are zombies.
Yeah.
Right. So there's only 10% left. They may be your neighbours, they may be your family, they may be whatever. But we'll discuss those as we go.
Yeah.
So like I say, the first question would be, what would be the very first thing you do during the zombie apocalypse? So you wake up in the morning, and Claire, you would.
I would do something like sort the car out, make sure. Not that it was clean or anything like that. Out. I mean, I would make sure that the car was like totally empty. The boot didn't have anything in it, and it was all ready to go and just jump into.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not cleaning the car, but you're just going to, because you might need to be on the run.
No, not on the run. No, none of that. I'd be down the shops, me. I'd be at Toys R Us. I'd be looting those Barbies. No, seriously, whenever I watch a film like that, one of the things that kind of excites me in those kind of films or series is thinking that when they're walking through an abandoned shopping mall, how exciting that would be. I wouldn't be thinking about death or getting bitten or who's alive, who's dead. I'd be thinking all that stuff I can have and nobody's going to stop me.
So you're so looted.
Yeah, that would be my first thing.
You're going to take a house brick for a deposit on a new handbag. That's what you're going to do.
I'd just go.
That's
in
oh, hang on. That's why the
loot.
car's empty.
Yeah. So it's space.
The car's empty, so you're going to go
And
looting.
what would you do that would be more morally correct?
Oh, I
than
wouldn't
that?
be morally correct at all.
No.
God, no. I would be. If my neighbour's got everything I want, then I'm going to get it,
Right.
whether
okay.
they want me to or not. Don't forget, I've got loads of weapons. I've got a crossbow, a proper one, with steel arrows. That'll go straight through people. Oh yeah.
This is sounding like my mum now and her friend and telling the Popo about his collection of things.
And it's not an admittance. They're very legal to have. I don't have anything illegal. Let's put that out there. But I have lots of.
And they have soft ends on, don't they? So they don't do any damage.
Ends?
Yeah, so they're not dangerous.
On what?
Soft tips.
So who's got a soft tip? On the. That's an age thing. You're talking about on the arrows?
Yeah.
No, they
They're
don't.
totally
They have
soft.
steel tips.
I'm trying to help you out here.
We don't need to help me out because it's legal to own. They sell it. They sold it in Blackpool air rifles.
Right.
So and it was a proper crossbow,
product
but it is
placement
really heavy duty. But from there, I bought, I don't know, 12 to 13 rifles and different ones, and maybe 14 to 15 handguns.
And we're talking about, when you say that, because it's very different in America, we're talking
Yeah.
about the type of rifles you can take to a shooting range.
These are pellet guns.
Pellets,
They're done on CO2 gas canisters for firing, but they are pellet guns, and they're very, very legal to own. But they do look extremely realistic.
But you don't go out like shooting at things like old ladies and foxes.
No, unfortunately, old ladies. they're out of bounds, old ladies. Truthfully, I wish I could go out. I don't know, not to shoot old ladies. Jesus, no, not to shoot old ladies, but to shoot things like zombies. To shoot the zombies. I would absolutely love going out and shooting the zombies. That would be great. I'd love that. But they'd have to be proper rifles. I'm not sure an air gun's going to take a zombie out.
No,
if
not
I'm
when
honest.
you see
The
these
crossbow
programs.
would through the head.
Yeah, that would be a good move. Or a steak. Not as in the sort you eat.
Oh, you're going to go out a zombie with a rump steak?
I think I'd just drive at them all in the car, which will be full of things that I'd lose.
I was going to say, you might damage your handbags in the back.
All my mint
listen, the battery is about to go on this laptop, so it's going to cut us off. So I'd suggest we ended there, but by requesting people to give us an idea of what would be the first thing they did during the apocalypse. How would they react to, to getting what they need?
Yeah.
Would they be? I don't know. How do you say PC correctly, morally?
Yeah.
Would you kill the zombies? Would you be happy killing the zombies? Would you take off the people who aren't zombies, the stuff that you need?
Just to get the stuff you need, yeah.
Yeah.
Like your neighbours.
Yeah, like food, ammunition, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, we also said what would be a good thing is to know where you think would be the safest or the best place to be in the event of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, where would be the safest place to, not to hide, but to defend.
Yeah, because we picked out some good locations in Blackpool that
you suggested
I said
the Tesco's.
Old cinema. No, I said the old cinema. Oh, and Tesco's, yeah, just to get the shit. Yeah, but I did say the old Odeon cinema because it's got a big tower.
They sell shit, but yeah, the problem with Tesco's is there are too many entrances.
Yeah, you'd have to board loads of stuff up, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
it'd take too long.
Unless there was quite a few of you living in Tesco's, but then if that's the case, then the shit that you so wanted would soon be gone.
So we'd have to find friends that weren't zombies to help us move. We've not got many.
What, move house?
No, to be in the location that we're going to stay in.
Yeah. Again, the cinema's not the easiest place to defend.
It wasn't a good idea. It was just that I thought it had a tower, and you've got a good lookout, a good vantage point. Is that what they call it?
You
Or the
see,
big one, the roller coaster.
for me, I think it would be out in the out in the lands. Go on then.
We just wanted to apologise for the slight glitch there again. As we said, we are learning with these things and things dying on us and random noises happening. It's all a learning curve.
The
So
problem
yeah,
this time
sorry.
was the actual not only the power running out, but actually Anchor. That's Anchor. We're doing this on only gives you 30 minutes to actually do a podcast before it cuts it off. But anyway, so we reached the end of that anyway. So we were saying the apocalypse.
Yeah, so that's our
So the
next
questions
episode.
that we have for you: what would you do? Where would you go? How would you survive in your eyes? What would be your morals in that instance? Um, Please, this isn't a serious thing by any stretch. It's we just want your ideas of fun, really, and how you can make the most of that kind of situation.
In terms of how you can let us know before we actually record for the next episode, we have got an Instagram page and a Facebook page
Have we?
of the same name. Yeah. So our brand new podcast name you can
Have we
find.
got a Facebook one?
Yeah. Yeah, but I have a feeling with Facebook it takes so long to let you actually call it that when you type it in. It currently gives it a load of numbers. So you might not be as easy to find on Facebook, but Instagram you type in the actual name, A Fistful of Nonsense, and you'll find us on Instagram.
And we will be doing a YouTube video, right?
That's something we'll
Eventually,
look at.
we will start doing
because we know
videos.
that you really want to see what we look like when we're talking.
No, I'm talking about the Barbies and the other.
Oh, you're talking about in terms of doing stuff with them?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So for anybody listening that doesn't know, I started to collect Barbies again when I was 40, which was 2 years ago now. Still going strong. Whoop, whoop. Big up to all the doll ladies and gents. And through the process of collecting them, Colin kind of got a little bit into looking at 1/6 scale
Be
figures.
careful what you're saying there.
I
Colin
said
didn't get
1/6
into
scale
Barbies.
figures. 1/6 scale figures.
I just started looking at, because there was a company called DID.
Well, no, the truth is you were
Figures.
very jealous of all the Barbie mail that was coming every day.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fairness, it was
He
just
wanted his own.
3,000 people that were following Claire. I just thought, why should you have all the fun? So I started collecting these 1/6 scale figures, which are ultra realistic figures, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to start having fun with these, and as per usual, when I start something, I go over the top, and I've collected over 200 of them, with all with different costumes, all with different additions to them,
appendages,
heads, but yes, I even have ones with huge assets. So yeah, we'll have some fun with them. We'll do some stop motion, and Claire's already done some amazing stuff with their Barbies, and not just Barbies, was it? It was all your dolls.
Yeah, it kind of got me into different types of dolls as well. But that's for another episode, really. You could kind of go on forever about what we collect.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the apocalypse. If you could, it would be very grateful if you could just let us know. It doesn't have to be a big story, just a couple of lines. What would you do? What would be the first thing you want to do? Is there any enjoyment you think you get out of it? Or would you just want to lock yourself in and never go out again? Just those kind of things.
Yeah. And again, apologies if there's any random sounds in this podcast and any kind of moments of silence where we've had a bit of a technical glitch. We are still learning, but we're having fun, and it's a lot easier to just put something out that you've recorded than to keep redoing it, because I think it loses a lot of the humour that I bring to it. Second time around, it's very difficult to re-record and be just as funny as you were the first time. But I would try. I would have a good try.
You're not as spontaneous.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So anyway, we will get better.
Yes, we absolutely will. We have to. Okay. Listen, thank you everybody for listening. Really, really appreciate it if you do listen to this drivel.
And you managed to get through all 35 minutes of it.
Is it that long?
Yeah, I can't believe we've been chatting for that long.
Crap.
We thought maybe 20 minutes.
That's 35 minutes of nonsense.
Yeah. So that
That's a
would be
big
good
fistful.
feedback. Is it too long? Would you prefer something shorter?
Most
For
women
future
wouldn't want
episodes?
something
Oh
short.
my god! Wow, wrong question. Okay.
Yeah, is this too long in the podcast? I suppose these things can go on and on and on. But if you get some enjoyment out of it, very grateful. And it's really kind of you if you do listen through to the end. If you do listen to the questions, thank you for sending them over. We'll obviously read some of them out on the next podcast and we'll get into the apocalypse properly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And so it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Thank you. That was a fistful of nonsense. Thanks, guys. Bye.